What up, people? It's your good buddy SPJ here, back again for SPJ Live. It is Thursday. It is August 13th, and it's about 5:32. I am so glad to have each and every one of you that is watching right now live, or maybe watching sometime in the near future, checking out this live stream or the replay, however you do. We got 5 people watching right now, which is great to see. Thank you all so much for joining in. If you haven't joined in the chat, please feel free to do so. You are more than welcome. We are a nice little welcoming community here. We don't judge, and we accept players of all different types. So it'll be great to have you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Got a couple people making themselves known. Brian Landreth and Riley I.O. Acura in the house. Riley, it's good that you're able to make another one of these live shows, man. That's really good. Really excited about that. You've always been a nice, loyal viewer to have around. And I know, given the UK time differences, it can often be very difficult to catch these things live. So that's really awesome of you. Oh, boy. So, as the title of the show tonight suggests, we had to do a change of plans tonight. It seems that Andy and the crew over at Sinusoid can't catch a break. Last week, it was the contractors that were working for the company next door to them at their facility flooded their warehouse and facility, and they had to change things up there. Then today, the very same contractors severed their internet lines. So when I talked to Andy earlier today, he was trying to arrange to have somebody to get out to the Sinusoid facility so that, somebody could repair the internet, which is awesome. 2 straight weeks, 2 things gone wrong for them. I feel real bad for them, but do want to give them a plug because cables, Sinusoid cables here in the studio today. Usually I'm using Sinusoid cables, and we will have that chat with Andy in a couple of weeks. So if you guys are wanting to find out about any sort of Sinusoid products, if you're wanting to learn some things about the company, we will indeed be having that chat sometime in the near future, within the next couple of weeks. But other than that, What else is going on this week? I did put up my little NAMM is canceled video because the news came out today, and we can get into the weeds on that if you guys want to today. So if you want to talk about the NAMM cancellation in the chat, go ahead and fire away with some questions, or at least share your perspective, because it's going to be an interesting thing tonight. Brian is on the road tonight. Just drive safely, buddy. Drive safely. Get to wherever you need to go in one piece. That's the best thing we can do right now. So yeah, there was that. The video so far is pretty decently well received. Again, YouTube being weird just doesn't seem to want to place my videos in front of people to watch, which is just absolutely insane. Finished up another episode of my wrestling podcast with AJ from Garguts Entertainment. That one went over real well. It was a really fun episode to do, and I think we touched on quite a few different things that I think a lot of people within that community don't necessarily think about. What have I been doing today? I have been testing out some pedals for upcoming demos. I don't seem to be able to go a day without playing the Chase Bliss Automaton that we took a look at for the first time last week. Been strategizing kind of how I want this video to go for this particular pedal, because there's a lot to it. And also there's quite a bit about it that I think some folks are going to get right off the bat. Others aren't going to get right off the bat. So I want to do it in a way that it makes sense within the context of how I, as a player, would go about using a pedal as crazy looking as this. But despite its, slightly excessive package, at least some people would think it's excessive. I think it's amazing. It is a super easy pedal to use. So however the video rolls out, I intend it to be a video where we look at this thing very simply for all the different things that it is and all the different things that it can do. And I'm really looking forward to working on it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for you guys to watch and for me to make. I'm eating again, which is interesting because you guys have seen me the last few weeks. I've been kind of on a juice cleanse, juicing, fasting, if you will. But I'm eating again, which is great. So I'm feeling very alert right now. I had some iced coffee before we got rolling here today. Got a nice little Dr. Pepper-esque thing sitting on the floor in front of me. And later on in the show, I will be drinking one of these. This is hop tea, the green tea one. If you are kind of someone if you're living a sober lifestyle, but you want something that kind of reminds you of the taste of certain craft beers, if you're just trying to find a healthy replacement in order to just, lead a healthier lifestyle, I highly recommend these if you can find them. It's basically iced tea and hops, and it's freaking awesome. I absolutely love this one. It's a nice Japanese green tea with, what are the hops in this one? I think it's Mosaic. So you get a lot of big tropical fruit notes, which is awesome. Albus Band, what up, buddy? Hope everyone is bueno. We're doing bueno over here. You take care of the little ones and tell them I say hi. So, yeah, I've got some of these because I'm not really in the mode of where I want to start drinking beer again all the time. I'm about 15 to 20 pounds lighter than when I started the whole juicing thing, which is pretty awesome. I feel really good. Just kind of resetting my health and get back into a healthier routine so that I can do this and have a little bit more, joie de vivre and energy, so to speak. But yeah, it's been a time and a half, man. Riley, let's talk about this. Been trying to exercise, still can't do sit-ups and push-ups, but I've been making sure to try stretching and eating just sandwiches instead of frozen food. You know, Riley, that's a good first step. And you know, I would really not worry about trying to do the sit-ups and the push-ups like right away. Start getting yourself limber as you're saying, you know, do some stretching, get into that. I really do think that you would do well on doing DDP yoga. I think that would be a really great thing for you. Start increasing the flexibility, but the way that it's designed for you to get a low impact, high cardio workout that also works your muscles, because you need to start building some strength in there too. Doing sandwiches as opposed to frozen food, that's awesome, because you're starting to replace processed food with real food. And real food is the key. Getting away from frozen stuff that you cook in the microwave, starting to eat whole foods is another big thing that you can try. If you have access to a rice cooker is game changer. So get a rice cooker. Start eating some brown rice, roasting up some broccoli with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. It's awesome. But yeah, man, you're on the right track, and I appreciate the compliment saying I look better in myself. I feel a lot better. Trust me. This is great. I had 6 tacos and a milkshake. I feel like I ate a grenade. Yeah, I know the feeling. And I like this one. Tuesday night, I had 2 Whoppers and got food poisoning, so that was fun. And my dad ate one and got sick too. Thanks, Burger King. Yeah, man. I right before we started doing the juicing thing, I actually grilled my own burgers on my charcoal grill. It's been really hard to come across. It's been really hard to come across propane tanks. So I've had to do charcoal grilling, and it's awesome. Mr. Ben Coombs, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. And those burgers over charcoal, man. Ooh. Dude. That's the stuff right there. Just so good. It just, all kinds of flavor. Let's see. Power was out for days in that area, and I'm wagering the mayonnaise was not tossed, but instead reused on our food. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Not fun. Not fun. Yep, Riley's right. Can't beat a homemade grilled burger. He's right. Have to agree. So, let's stop talking about food and other things and kind of move into the reason that we usually come hang out on the live streams, talking about gear, talking about goings on, talking about things. I tried something for the first time today. I'm really excited about it. Because it really was when I finally hit on it, it's like, this is gonna change my workflow so incredibly well. I'm so excited about it, so I'm gonna tell you guys. So you can see I have 2 cables plugged into 2 amplifiers, the Rockerverb and the Black Spirit 200. At the top of this, and just a little bit ago, you were hearing both of them running in stereo. But here's the awesome part. The Rockerverb is plugged into the TAE. I'm running an Orange 212 IR from Lancaster Audio, and that's going into a channel on my interface. Then from there, I have the Black Spirit 200. I was experimenting with the cab that matches with it and miking up in the other room. Sounds fantastic. I love that creamback speaker. but it has the red box cab sim built into it. And there's like 9 different cabs that you can choose on the Black Spirit 200. So I threw that into another channel on my interface. Now, I didn't realize this at the time, but if you are running the red box, you can actually take the master volume of the Black Spirit amplifier, turn it all the way down, and still get sound into your DAW. So I have the Black Spirit is running hard left. I have the Rockerverb running hard right. Both of them have a little bit of reverb on it for just some smearage and overall ambience. And then I am using a new chorus pedal that I got some time ago. Can't really tell you about it just yet. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer. And I hadn't really run it in stereo. I did it once and I wasn't like super thrilled with it. But what is fantastic about this, hey, PJ in the beard, how's it going, buddy? Good to have you here. Brian's saying Thomas Blue designed the red box. Yes, he did indeed have a hand in that. So what's awesome about this setup is that when I've done stereo videos in the past, I've had to, run it into 2 amplifiers, mic up the cabs, and when you do that, you run into situations with phase and polarity and making sure that things are lined up right. And it's very, very difficult to do well. So what's a guy to do? The best part about this is that each of those signals is completely isolated. There's no factors of air and space and sound waves moving in and moving out. So they're almost perfectly in line with one another, to the point where I don't have to worry about the polarity. It's just one solid big sound. And what's kind of cool about what I've set up is that the Rockerverb, that amp clips on the clean channel a little bit sooner than the Black Spirit. The Black Spirit stays nice and clean pretty much up until you start really goosing the gain control on the clean channel. And it just sounds great. It's this kind of, I'll go ahead and see if I can rig up something real quick. Reach back. We're going to stand by the orange momentarily. And this is basically the clean sound of the Black Spirit. Actually, you can't really hear it. Something is not right here. Weird, something is not right there. Wasn't doing that like 5 minutes ago. But basically, I have the Black Spirit pulling I have the Black Spirit doing like a scooped Fender-y kind of sound, like scoop mid-range, big bass, nice sparkly high end, and then the Rockerverb still dialing in the high end because the clean channel is pretty dark. So it's something just really full sounding, and that's the most amazing part. And they distortion sounds, and that's one of the interesting things, is like the Black Spirit's clean now and the Rockerverb's dirty. And now we go to the Ultra channel. it's just kind of, it's like the Black Spirit has this super saturated, almost brown sound-ish mush to the high end, and I can do like really get the pinch harmonics and squeals going. There you go. And then the Orange is just this really healthy, mid-rangey, full sound. Not as much low end in it because I have the Black Spirit complementing it in that way. Then I'll add in this stereo chorus, which I have going really slow, but this particular one has a delay time control, so I can, you know, make it like not so tight. I can make it a little washy, and it's disgustingly good. Aaron Smithy in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Can't remember if I've seen your name in the chat before, but it's great to have you here. We've got 10 people watching right now, which is awesome. Let's see if we can match the thumbs up on there. We're at 8 thumbs up right now. It's good to have you guys here. Thanks so much for joining in. But this is kind of like the setup is really game-changing. Because in addition to what's on the floor, there's a couple other things that I know over the course of the next little chunk of time that I'm going to need to have some sort of stereo setup. And now I can do stereo stuff. The house can stay quiet, and the sound quality is going to be just as good. And I'm really very happy about that. I can turn on some delay from the TAE. Sounds like a synth part right there. That was an interesting one. That was totally improvised right there. No clue what I was going for there, but it was fun. the way I can describe the way that this particular setup feels to me is it's almost like I have all the best qualities of the Rockerverb, and I love the Carbon Legacy. It's one of my favorite amplifiers. I obviously have the, Legacy drive down there. And the Black Spirit does a very similar soft high-end thing, especially on the Ultra channel, that the Legacy can do. And with the stereo chorus running, it's almost like, I have this really tight modern sound, but I have this really friendly, healthy kind of lead sound that's not, super brash and terrible. Mickey Settlemeyer's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yep. One tube, one unicorn powered, the dream complementary combination of frequency spectrum. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with the Black Spirit. It's the spirit tone generator. It's like, what is this thing? Pardon the noise, but we might as well bring this in. Aaron Smithy with a nice little observation. Contemporary 80s is best. It does have a little bit of like a 1980s kind of vibe to it, especially with the chorus on it. I think if I take it away, it's certainly Janice is here. Guitar so much. I love this guitar so much. I love most of my guitars, but this one's really special. Speaking of this guitar, I finally changed strings on it for the first time. Put some 10 to 46 Ernie Balls on here. Dude. Can't complain about this. Smithy says, crazy how the telly has more low end than the LP. Interesting. Maybe. But you know, one of the things that I have discovered about this particular Les Paul, because the pickups in it are Duncans. It's the JV and Jazz combo. The thing I notice about that combination, especially that particular bridge pickup, is that it's much more mid-range heavy, and it's got a very sort of singing thing going on in the mids, and it doesn't have this it doesn't have a chunk. It has a cut, and that's one of the reasons why I put that pickup in there, because I knew that the Orange was going to be the amp that I would want to use with it, and the Orange already has this really great low-end character. So it was just sort of a concerted effort on my part to find ways to tame lows and complement each other. Like that Les Paul, that Orange, that's me right there. But at the very same time, what's great about those pickups is that they can kind of do just about anything. When I was younger and just getting my feet wet in the business, I used to take that guitar with me and do hip hop sessions with it. And it was really cool just to be, going direct. And, he'd just throw like whatever Logic's, it was Apple Main Stage was what Logic was using at the time as like an amp sim. And they would always end up turning out really good, even when he was trying to get like telly kind of stuff out of it. We just kind of manipulate it and find the sound that we were looking for. Let's see. This is a interesting thing from Brian. I'm struggling to find a chorus sound or how to set my chorus. You have an MXR analog chorus. Okay, so the MXR analog chorus is, you know what? I have my phone and it's charged. I'm going to actually look it up because I can't remember off the top of my head if the MXR analog chorus is stereo or not. I know they have released something that was stereo. Okay, there's a mono and a through. Interesting. A mono and a through jack. Huh. Seems a little odd. I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you just try to make it stereo? But what do I know? After all, I only do this for a living. So let's see. Weird. So you basically have a dry signal path going through the pedal, and then you have a wet signal path. So I suppose what you could do in a stereo situation is you could run it full wet. Going into two amplifiers, you run it full wet so that through the mono output, you basically have a vibrato. Let me actually make sure that there's a mix control on here. No, it's a level. Again, what the fuck is this, man? I love MXR, but sometimes their choice of things just doesn't make sense. But anyway, try the level control going full up. See if that gets you any sort of vibrato-y kind of sound. I don't really know if it will, but that way you at least have the dry signal blended with the vibrato, and you're getting something much more similar to a chorusing sound, because that's essentially what chorus is. You have your straight dry signal blended in with your modulated signal, and then they're summed together in mono, and they're going the same route. Same basic kind of principle. You have your through output, that's just that. And then hopefully with the mono output, you're able to make it just that vibratoed signal so that you have those two signals running side by side. I did these hand gestures in the last chorus video I did. I think it works. I always like my choruses slow, and I like them with a fair amount of depth. And the reason I like that is because when they start to get faster, it becomes a bit more of a rhythmic effect. And I don't really use chorus as a rhythmic effect. I use it more in the sense of, creating emotion, emotion and motion. To me, chorus has a very dreamy quality to it that I like to put on clean stuff. It kind of helps, liven things up a little bit. Hey, Alex Radford in the house. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Good to have you here. So basically, I like to have something that kind of creates a mood and is going to kind of shimmer some things up and create a vibe. If it starts getting fast, then it's almost like I have a specific use in mind. When it's slower, I can use it just about anywhere. I don't really even need to worry about the application. It just kind of works for everything. So with that in mind, I would really recommend trying a slow rate. So try this. Go with your rate around between 9 and 10 o'clock on the dial. Take your depth, start it at noon, and leave it there. Then adjust your EQ to taste, because I know it's got a low and a high. I would actually recommend keeping your high full up, but then use the low to start cutting some of the low end out, because it's a cut and a flat. I think that's kind of a weird thing, but at the very same time, excuse me, it's a very good, it's a really good sort of, baseline to start, and then your level, just match it to Unity Game. That's what I think you should do. So give it a shot when you get home, and if you still have issues, that's what we're here for. Jay saying, I've seen Get Offset demo a Earthquaker chorus V3 today. Seems like if someone couldn't use that chorus, they don't like chorus. That's quite a chorus pedal too. But I'm really enjoying this one. Yeah, Riley, Joe did use a TC chorus for a while. I don't think he's using one now. I think he's just running a bunch of friggin' Fender amps at the same time, really, really loud. Yeah, man, we're really exploring this whole stereo thing right now, and it's just awesome. I'm gonna do a little bit of a different setting now. This stuff is fun. Really fun. Let's go ahead and pop this hot tea open. It's like a fresh brewed cup of green tea. Kind of grassy. It's like some passion fruity kind of stuff. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for joining in tonight. This is good. Whew. Good stuff. Yeah, that's that sure is fun. Riley says, I wonder what a cocked wah into vibrato, into tremolo, into flanger, into phaser would sound like. It's a lot. It just depends on how you set all your modulation stuff. Let's see. You get sort of a bandpass filter effect, so it's going to be real honky. Into vibrato, you probably do something like a slow dip. That'd probably be what I would do. I'd do like a slow dip vibrato. Then the tremolo, probably make it really subtle. And then the flange, I'd make really heavy. Maybe do the speed about twice the speed of the vibrato. And the phaser just would be all the way down, like as slow as the thing would go. That just sounds like way too much modulation, in my opinion. But that's what these tests are for. Oh, what am I going to do with myself? Aaron says it would sound like a synthesizer, but I think Brian has a good explanation of it. It would sound like an epileptic seizure. I have a feeling it might. That's nice. I gotta learn some more of these false harmonic things. The Rockerverb on dirty, and the Black Spirit is clean. It's crazy because you get this like you get the attack. Really immediate attack. Because one of your guitar paths is clean. It's a really interesting kind of sound. I wonder if after the amp, then use a TAE, then put it through a sonar, put it underwater. I don't want to disturb any denizens of the deep. 2020 has been messed up already. We don't need to awake Cthulhu. Back to riffing. Yeah, that's fun. So, that's that. That's what I've been experimenting with and having some fun with, and it's fun. Not something I've ever really gotten the chance to do before. It's not like I can afford two amp expanders. It's not like I can afford a 2 notes or anything like that. Just, well, basically just able to afford what I can afford. So before we, as we start to kind of, wind things down, we got about 10 more minutes left of the show. I want to kind of put something to you guys that I had talked about in my NAMM is Canceled video. And that's this idea of doing a virtual NAMM show, which I've been talking to a lot of people already about their feelings about this. And they're kind of like, if we can figure out something fun to do, let's do it. So I want to hear from you guys when it comes to this idea of a virtual NAMM show. If we're going to do it here on the channel and we're going to host it here, what do you want to see? Are you going to want to see me trying to get new product from companies ahead of the NAMM show and doing, live demos of everything as it comes out? Do you want me to try to schedule some live interviews with people and we can talk about the new gear? I'd really love to know what your guys' thoughts are, because NAMM in and of themselves, they are going to do something virtual. They really haven't said much other than it's going to be called Believe in Music. And that's kind of all they're really saying, is it's going to be a global gathering of, musicians and music types and whatnot, which is going to be cool, obviously, I think. But I want to know what exactly you guys would want to see out of NAMM. I have a few ideas based on my 10 plus years of going to the NAMM show of things that we can do on the channel to make this idea of a virtual NAMM show something highly interactive for you guys, but at the same time offer some things that maybe you would normally see at NAMM. For example, maybe having a group of folks like myself that do gear demos, that do YouTube content, basically social media content creators, having some sort of roundtable discussion about, sort of the state of the community, the state of the platform, what it is that we wish could be better, what we want to eventually do with our platforms, and sharing information with you guys. So if you have any ideas, you can use the chat right now to voice. I know Brian has just made his points known. He wants to see a mixture of both. But if you guys have anything specific that you think would make for an exciting virtual NAMM experience, I'd really love to hear from you, because this is going to require a lot of work. It's going to require a lot of time. There's going to be a lot of coordination with it. So I want it to be something that if I'm going to go to all the trouble of planning everything out, booking times, and trying to arrange the broadcast so that everything goes off without a hitch, that you guys will basically be helping me direct the content and direct what is going to be presented. I don't want to, as I said, it's going to be a lot of work. So I want to make sure that I focus my energies in the right way. Obviously, we don't know how the rest of 2020 is going to unfold, because, we can only live one day at a time. But I do think that, obviously, NAMM's not going to magically, happen anymore. It's canceled. It's canceled. So we might as well make the best of a bad situation and try to do something about it. So with that in mind, use the chat, use the comments if you're watching the replay, and let's kind of get a discussion going. I want to see as many ideas as possible. You can always, message me on socials, and we can, figure stuff out. If you have some people that you'd like to see as part of some roundtable discussions, that would also be awesome. Well, boys and girls, it's about that time. Thank you all so much for joining me on this very hastily thrown together edition of SPJ Live. I hope you enjoyed this little look at what could very well be the regular setup moving forward. I am really enjoying having multiple amps that I can use in my workflow in order to be able to make better videos for you all. And that's kind of the point of acquiring so much good gear, is just to improve quality. And I think we will be, which I'm very excited about. The only challenge that I see this new setup that I like so much posing is I need to build a pedal board for an upcoming video. I was hoping it would be like the pedal board. And now I have two amps that I like running together. And, well, it just presents all kinds of challenges for me. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Thank you all so much for joining in. If you haven't done so already, if you're either watching here live or you are watching on the replay, please do click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Just so you guys know, there's no Stompbox Saturday demo this weekend. Instead, you will be seeing a guitar demo. The Kramer Pacer Vintage in that striking tiger stripe finish is going to be your video on Saturday. I had a lot of fun making that one, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. I had a lot of fun with it. I still have the guitar. Haven't sent it back to the guys at Kramer yet. I will hopefully be getting something equally as excessive looking from Kramer as the tiger stripe. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Next week, we will be talking with my buddy Cody Fields from Westminster Effects and Nose Pedals about many, many things. I think it's going to be one of the more interesting conversations that we have with a guest this year. Also, if you haven't done so already, please do consider supporting the channel over on Patreon. You can see the link scrolling down underneath me. I would greatly appreciate it. Get some access to some exclusive content, early access to videos, all that good stuff. And hopefully soon YouTube will let me have channel memberships. God. Anyway, until next time, my friends, I'm Sean Pierce Johnson. I wish you all great tone, good health, and happy stomping. Cheers, friends. See you next week.